She wasn't saved. She saved herself. And that's where her power was born. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, more powerful than a woman who has rebuilt herself from the ground up. Not because she wanted to, not because she planned to, but because life demanded it of her. There comes a time when the world looks you in the eye and asks, "Who are you when everything falls apart?" And that, my friends, is the moment you meet the strongest version of yourself. Somewhere out there, a woman is standing in the wreckage of what used to be her life. Maybe it's a broken relationship, a dream that didn't come true, a betrayal that cut too deep. She is standing alone, afraid, unsure. But here's what she doesn't know, yet this is not where the story ends. This is where it begins. You see, strong women are not born. They are forged in fire. They are shaped by struggle, molded by setbacks, and strengthened by solitude. And so, to the woman rebuilding herself, I say this: cry if you must, but don't you dare stop moving. Rest, but do not retreat. You are not broken. You are becoming. Because when a woman rises after losing everything, she rises as someone the world has never seen before. She is wiser, she is tougher, and most importantly, she is herself without apology, without permission. She no longer needs saving. She no longer seeks approval, because she has already found the one thing that will carry her through every storm: her own power. And when she walks into the next chapter of her life, she does not walk in timidly. She walks in like she owns the place, because she does. You, my dear, are that woman, and I need you to know this. The world may have tried to break you, but it failed. You are still here, and you are still standing. And that is the most powerful thing of all. Your struggles do not define you, they shape you. You know, we go through life thinking that if we just do everything right, if we work hard enough, love deep enough, give more than we take, then life will reward us with smooth roads and open doors. But life doesn't work that way. Life, my friends, will test you. It will push you to the edge and ask, who are you really? And let me tell you something. You don't find out who you are in the easy times. No. You don't discover your strength when everything is going your way. You discover it in the fire, in the storm, when you're standing knee-deep in loss, looking at the pieces of what used to be your life, wondering how on earth you're going to put it all back together. That's where your power is born. It's easy to let your struggles define you, to wear your pain like a name tag, to walk through life telling yourself, I am the one who was abandoned, I am the one who failed, I am the one who lost everything. But listen to me, now you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become because of it. Every scar you carry is not a mark of what broke you. It's proof of what built you. Every tear you've cried watered the roots of the woman you're becoming. Every closed door, every rejection, every moment when you thought you couldn't go on, those were the moments that were shaping you. But I need you to know this. You do not have to stay in the pain. You do not have to stay in the story of your suffering. You have the power to rewrite the meaning of your struggle. You have the power to take what tried to destroy you and turn it into the very thing that fuels your rise. Because the truth is, the strongest women, the most powerful women, the women who walk into a room and shake the air with their presence, they are not the ones who have never struggled. They are the ones who took their pain and turned it into power. You may not see it right now. You may be in the middle of it. You may be looking at your life and thinking, this is too much. I can't do this. I am not strong enough. But let me tell you, your struggle is not your ending. It is your beginning. And I know it hurts. I know there are nights when you can't sleep, days when the weight of it all feels too heavy. But do you know what's happening in those moments? You are growing. You are transforming. You are becoming. One day, you will look back on this moment and you will not see yourself as the woman who was broken. You will see yourself as the woman who rose, the woman who became because of what she endured. The world will tell you that pain weakens you, that struggle makes you less than. But I need you to hear this today. Your struggle is the making of you. It is chiseling you into the woman you are destined to be. You are being sculpted in ways you cannot yet see. The universe is not punishing you, it is preparing you. Every challenge, every setback, every ounce of heartbreak, it is refining you. You are in the process of becoming wiser, becoming stronger, becoming the version of you that does not shrink, that does not apologize for her power, that does not question her worth. The day will come when you will walk into your power fully. And when that day comes, you will not wish your struggle away. You will bless it. You will thank it. Because it will have given you something that nothing else could have, an unshakable knowing of who you are. And let me tell you, when a woman knows who she is, when she walks in the truth of her becoming, there is no force on this earth that can stop her. Rebuilding alone does not mean you are alone. It means you are strong enough to do it. There will come a moment when you look around and realize it's just you. The people you thought would stay, gone. The ones who promised to hold your hand through the storm, nowhere to be found. And in that moment, you will feel something heavy settle into your chest. A silence so deep, it almost swallows you whole. You will wonder if you have the strength to do this alone. If you can carry the weight of your own rebuilding without someone to lean on. Let me tell you right now, you can. Not because it's easy, not because you don't deserve love and support, but because there is a power inside of you that is greater than any hand you could reach for. We are taught to believe that we need someone, that healing happens in the presence of others, that our strength is found in numbers, but sometimes life strips everything away so you can meet yourself. And that is where your true strength is born. See, when you're left alone with nothing but your own will, your own mind, your own heart, you have no choice but to go within, to pull yourself up from the inside out, to find a depth of resilience you didn't even know existed. And let me tell you, that is a gift. Because when you rebuild alone, you do not have to seek validation. You do not have to shape yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You get to choose. You get to decide who you are, what you want, and what you will never settle for again. Alone does not mean abandoned. Alone does not mean unwanted. Alone means capable. Alone means powerful. When you walk through fire by yourself and emerge standing tall, you become untouchable. You become the kind of woman who does not wait for a rescue. The kind of woman who looks in the mirror and says, I am my own saving grace. You are rebuilding a life that belongs to you, not to your past, not to the people who left, not to the expectations the world placed on you. And that is freedom. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need a witness to your healing. The greatest transformations happen in silence, in solitude, in those quiet moments where you gather your strength piece by piece. Because when you step back into the world, when you walk into the life you rebuilt with your own two hands, there will be no doubt about who you are, no confusion about what you deserve. And the people who couldn't stay, the ones who doubted your strength, they will watch in awe. They will wonder how you did it. And you will smile because you will know you were always enough. This journey is yours and yours alone. Walk it boldly, walk it proudly, because you, my dear, were built to rise. Every setback is a setup for your next breakthrough. Listen to me now. Every single time you thought life was knocking you down, every moment that felt like rejection, every time you heard no when all you wanted was a yes, I want you to understand something. That was not the end of your story. That was not life punishing you. That was life positioning you. Because let me tell you something about breakthroughs. They don't happen without breakdowns. They don't happen without resistance. They don't happen when everything is smooth and easy. No. Breakthroughs come when life presses you against a wall and says, show me what you're made of. And if you're in that place right now, if you're staring at a closed door, feeling like all you've done is lose, wondering if you have anything left to give, I need you to hear this. You are on the edge of something greater than you can imagine. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know right now it just feels like pain. But every single time life has knocked you down, it has been preparing you to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Do you know why? Because when everything is easy, we don't change. When there is no resistance, we stay the same. But when life challenges us, really challenges us, we are forced to dig deeper. You may not see it yet, but this setback you are facing, it is not the end. It is the opening. Because one day, you will look back on this moment, the one you thought would break you, the one that hurt so badly you thought you'd never recover, and you will realize it was the best thing that ever happened to you. You will realize it redirected you to something bigger, something better, something meant for you. See, we spend so much time trying to hold on to what was, trying to force things to go our way. But what if I told you that life is removing what's not meant for you so you can finally walk into what is? What if I told you that the reason that job didn't work out, the reason that relationship ended, the reason that dream fell apart was because something even greater was waiting on the other side? You cannot see it now. I know that. You feel like you've lost. But what if this is not a loss? What if this is a redirection? What if this moment of failure is actually the beginning of your transformation? What if instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You started saying, what is this making me? Because let me tell you something, every strong woman, every powerful woman, every woman who walks in her purpose did not get there without struggle. She did not get there without moments of defeat. But the difference? She did not let those moments define her. She let them refine her. She took every no and turned it into fuel. She took every failure and turned it into wisdom. She took every setback and turned it into a setup for her greatest comeback. And so can you. You are standing at the edge of something new, something powerful, something life-changing. Do not let this setback make you sit down. Do not let this setback make you shrink. Let it push you forward. Let it fuel your fire. Because your breakthrough is closer than you think. You don't need permission to rise, you only need courage. There comes a moment in every woman's life when she realizes he has been waiting for someone to see her, waiting for someone to choose her, waiting for someone to tell her that she is enough. And I need you to hear me when I say this. You do not have to wait anymore. You don't need someone to open the door for you. You don't need someone to validate your dreams. You don't need the world to tell you it's your time. Because the only thing you need to rise is the courage to stand up. And courage, my friends, does not mean you are not afraid. No, no, no. Courage means you feel the fear, you feel the doubt, you hear all the voices that say you can't and you rise anyway. Because let's be honest, fear isn't going anywhere. Doubt will always try to whisper in your ear. The world will always have something to say about who you should be, how you should act, what you should want, but you do not have to listen. Because there is a voice inside of you, a voice that has been trying to get your attention for years. A voice that knows exactly who you are. A voice that says, you are more than enough. And the moment you start listening to that voice, everything changes. But let me tell you what stops most people from rising. It's not failure, it's not even fear. It's waiting for permission. Waiting for someone to tell them they're ready. Waiting for circumstances to be perfect. Waiting for a sign that now is the time. But hear me now, if you are waiting, you will be waiting forever. Because there is no perfect moment. There is no permission slip. There is no voice from the heavens that will come down and say, now you may begin. The only voice that matters is yours. The day you stop asking for permission is the day you set yourself free. Free to pursue that dream. Free to walk away from what no longer serves you. Free to live the life that has been calling your name all along. Because let me tell you, the people who rise, they are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. They are not always the ones with the perfect plan. They are the ones who decided, I will not wait anymore. They are the ones who woke up one day and said, I am tired of playing small. I am tired of shrinking. I am tired of letting fear sit in the driver's seat of my life. And the moment you make that decision, the moment you stop waiting, you step into a power you didn't even know you had. Because you, my dear, were never meant to live a life of hesitation. You were never meant to sit on the sidelines, watching everyone else rise while you keep waiting for your turn. Your turn is now. No permission needed, no approval required. Just you standing in your truth, walking in your power, owning your life. And when you do, the world will have no choice but to make room for you. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about owning your future. Let me tell. For you, something about healing it is not about pretending nothing happened. It is not about acting like you were never hurt. It is not about sweeping the past under the rug and forcing yourself to move on before you're ready. Because let's be real, there are things that happened to you that changed you. There are wounds that cut so deep, you can still feel them even when you smile. And I need you to hear me when I say this. Healing is not about forgetting. Healing is about reclaiming. Because you, my dear, are not your past. You are not what they did to you. You are not the mistakes you made. You are so much more than that. Healing does not mean erasing the story. It means taking the pen back and writing the next chapter on your terms. See, we get so caught up in the idea that healing means going back to who we used to be before the pain. But the truth is you can never go back, and you shouldn't want to. Because the woman you are becoming, she is stronger, she is wiser. She is standing on the ashes of everything that tried to break her and saying, I am still here. And that is power. But let me tell you, healing is not always pretty. It is not always gentle. Sometimes healing feels like breaking all over again. Sometimes it feels like standing in the middle of the wreckage, trying to figure out where to even begin. And that's okay. Because healing is not a straight line. Some days you will feel like you're making progress, and other days you will feel like you're right back where you started. But hear me now, you are never back where you started. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is still a step toward freedom. Every moment you choose to love yourself a little more, to give yourself grace, to let go of the things that no longer serve you, that is healing. And healing is your journey. It does not have to look like anyone else's. It does not have to happen on anyone else's timeline. But the one thing you must do, own it. Own the fact that you are still standing. Own the fact that you are still growing. Own the fact that you are no longer the woman who allows the past to dictate her future. Because the past will try to call you back. It will try to remind you of who you were. But you are no longer available for that conversation. You are walking forward. You are stepping into a future that belongs to you, and you will not apologize for it. So don't rush your healing. Don't force it. Don't compare it. Just keep choosing yourself over and over again. And one day you will wake up and realize the past no longer owns you. You own yourself. Your worth is not up for negotiation. There comes a moment in every woman's life when she must decide no. One else will set the price on my worth. No one else will determine what I deserve. No one else will tell me who I am. Because let me tell you something, there will always be people who try to make you question your value. There will always be people who don't see you, who don't appreciate you, who don't recognize the power you carry. And I need you to understand this deep in your soul. That is their limitation, not yours. Your worth does not decrease because someone else fails to see it. Your value is not tied to someone else's ability to recognize it. Because when you know who you are, truly know who you are, you stop entertaining anything that asks you to prove it. See, the problem is not that the world doesn't see your worth. The problem is that you keep looking for your reflection in places that were never meant to hold you. You keep asking people who don't even value themselves to value you. You keep knocking on doors that were never meant to open for you. You keep trying to convince people that you are worthy when, my dear, you were born worthy. You do not have to beg for love. You do not have to shrink for acceptance. You do not have to prove your value to anyone who cannot see it on their own. Because let me tell you something. When you know your worth, everything changes. You stop settling for relationships that leave you empty. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop waiting for someone else to choose you when you have already chosen yourself. And when you walk in that knowing, when you stand in that power, you stop fearing rejection. You stop worrying about who stays and who leaves. You stop placing your happiness in the hands of people who were never meant to hold it. Because here's the truth, when you truly own your worth, you don't lose people, you release them. You release the ones who only loved you when it was convenient. You release the ones who needed you to be small so they could feel big. You release the ones who couldn't handle the weight of your greatness. And when you do, you make room. You make room for people who see you, who celebrate you, who match your energy, who remind you of your power not because you need them to, but because they already see the queen you are. But hear me. Now, before the world can recognize your worth, you have to recognize it first. You have to decide that you are enough. You have to decide that you are valuable. You have to decide that you are no longer available for anything that asks you to be less than who you are. Because the minute you stop negotiating your worth, the minute you stop begging people to see you, everything shifts. You start walking differently, you start speaking differently, you start choosing differently. And the world responds to you differently. Because the world will always treat you the way you treat yourself. So today, right now, I want you to make a decision. I will never again question my worth. I will never again lower my standards to make someone else comfortable. I will never again beg for what I deserve. Because your worth, it is not up for negotiation. It never was. You are not just surviving. You are creating a life that belongs to you. There was a time when all you could do was survive. A time when the weight of the world pressed down on your shoulders so hard you thought you might not make it, and yet you did. You kept going, you kept waking up. You kept moving, even when you didn't know where you were going. You kept choosing life, even on the days it didn't feel like it was choosing you back. And I need you to pause for a moment and take that in. Because sometimes we are so busy looking ahead, so busy chasing the next thing, that we forget to acknowledge just how far we've come. You are no longer in the place where you started. The things that once broke you, they do not hold you anymore. The person you used to be, she is gone. The fear that used to control you, it no longer has power here. Because you, my dear, are no longer in survival mode. You are not just trying to make it through the day anymore. You are not just existing, you are creating, you are building. You are shaping a life that belongs to you and no one else. And let me tell you, that is a radical act of self-love. Because the world will tell you to settle. It will tell you to take what you can get, to be grateful for whatever scraps life throws your way. It will tell you that just surviving is enough. But you did not come this far just to survive. You did not rebuild yourself from the ground up just to live a life that does not set your soul on fire. You are here to thrive. You are here to dream bigger. You are here to take up space, to own your joy, to create a life that feels as good as it looks. And let me tell you, you deserve it. You deserve to wake up in the morning excited about your life. You deserve to walk in rooms that make you feel alive. You deserve to be surrounded by people who pour into you, who lift you higher, who remind you that you are limitless. Because this is your life, not your parents' life, not society's life, not the life you were told you were supposed to live. Your life, your rules, your joy. So do not shrink. Do not settle. Do not let fear or guilt or the opinions of others keep you from living in the fullness of who you are. Because after everything you have been through, after everything you have overcome, you really think you fought this hard just to live a life that doesn't light you up? You fought this hard so you could be free. Free to love yourself without condition. Free to chase the dreams that once felt impossible. Free to walk through this world with your head held high, knowing that you built this life with your own two hands. So take a deep breath, my dear. Look around. Let it sink in. This is not just survival. This is your moment. This is your creation. This is your life. And you were made for this. The strong woman who rebuilds herself alone. And so, here you stand. Not as the woman who was broken, not as the woman who was lost, not as the woman waiting to be saved, but as the woman who saved herself. You did not wait for someone to give you permission. You did not wait for life to be fair. You did not wait for the pain to pass before you stepped into your power. No, you stood in the fire. You faced the storm. You built yourself from the ground up, piece by piece, day by day, breath by breath. And now, you are no longer just surviving. You are thriving. Because a strong woman does not rise because she has never fallen. She rises because she refused to stay down. A strong woman does not wait for someone to pick up the pieces. For her, she gathers them with her own two hands and builds something even greater. A strong woman does not allow her past To define her, she takes every scar, every heartbreak, every setback and turns it into wisdom, into strength, into power. And you, my dear, you are that woman. The one who was left to figure it all out alone. The one who doubted if she could do it. The one who cried in silence, who fought battles no one saw, who questioned whether she had the strength to keep going. But look at you now, standing tall, standing whole, standing in the truth of who you are. Because at the end of the day, no one can take credit for your journey but you. No one can say they made you because you made yourself. No one can claim your victory because you earned every bit of it. So walk forward, head high, heart open, not as the woman who was broken, but as the woman who rebuilt herself, stronger, wiser, unstoppable. This is your story, this is your power, and this is only the beginning.